Research Institute enjoys a rare reputation. Its 1982 report says that America is up to 5 years ahead of Russia.
We believe in the Russian army. We believe in the skill of the Russian generals.
Birmingham, where in the shadow of the Queen Victoria statue and beneath the red flag, a vast crowd listens to a fighting speech by Lord Beaverbrook.
And we believe in Stalin's leadership. Yes, in Stalin's leadership.
I'm very, very glad to have met you. Very glad indeed.
Official truth, or propaganda, often depends on the image of a people whom our government wants us to regard as an enemy in order to justify its own foreign policies. As Lord Beaverbrook, wartime cabinet minister under Churchill, made clear, the Russians then were good Russians. Now take, for example, the Germans. These were bad Germans, although they were the same people as Willy Brandt's good West Germans, who live next to their communist countrymen in the East, who are, officially, bad Germans. All this may sound ridiculous, and it is. But conditioning us to fear and mistrust an entire nation of human beings is vital if we are to regard them as a threat. Remember the bad Chinese, the Red Guards, the Yellow Peril. Weren't they then the embodiment of the evil threat? And what are they now? Now, they're the good Chinese. When I last went to the Soviet Union in 1977, I interviewed many of those called dissidents, people who dared to speak out in a police state. Simple Democrats, you might call them, like the courageous Volodya Slepak, now in prison, and Irina Ginsburg, now in the West with her husband Alexander Ginsburg. What I learned from these people was this. When international tension is relaxed, détente we used to call it, the Soviet bureaucracy finds it more difficult to justify open repression. And as a result, there is a dialogue, private and cautious certainly, but a dialogue on matters of war and peace, and in a country ever mindful that 22 million of its people died in the last war. Eventually this dialogue finds an echo in the Soviet leadership, burdened by military spending and unable to feed its own people without imported American grain. When tension is relaxed, these reformist elements have influence, and the result has been a partial test ban treaty and strategic arms limitations. But when the West rattles its missiles, there is no dialogue and no echo.